In the heart of Le Mans, France, a chilling tale of betrayal and murder unfolded. It was a night like any other, until the tranquility of the city was shattered by a gruesome discovery. Inside apartment number 13, investigators stumbled upon a scene straight out of a nightmare. The apartment, once a modest abode, now transformed into a tableau of horror. This was the home of Christine and Leah Papin, two sisters bound by blood and secrets. But on this fateful night, their bond would be shattered by an unspeakable act of violence. Christine and Leah Papin worked as domestic servants for a retired lawyer, René Lancelin, his wife Léonie, and their grown daughter Geneviève. The Lancelins lived in a beautiful two-story townhouse on number 6 Rue Bruyère in the city of Le Mans. By outside accounts, the family treated them well. They ate the same food as the family, lived in a heated room, and were paid the standard wages of the time. However, not all was well in the Lancelin household, as the sisters had a typical relationship with their employers. For one, neither of the women had ever spoken to René Lancelin in the entire 7 years that they worked there. The sisters were given orders by his wife, and even then, she only communicated through written directions. Léonie was also a woman that demanded perfection, as she routinely performed white glove tests on furniture to confirm that the furniture had been dusted. On the day of the murders, it was dark and raining heavily. After a shopping trip, the mother and daughter were to go directly to the home of Léonie's brother, where René would meet them. The family were not expected home by the sisters until late in the evening. The two siblings continued with their errands, one of which was to pick up the iron from the repair shop. When the iron was plugged into the electrical outlet, it blew a fuse. They decided to wait until the morning to try to repair the fuse, given that the Lancelins would not return home until late into the evening. But Léonie and Geneviève returned home unexpectedly. According to Christine, when the mother was told that the iron was broken and that the electricity was out, she flew into a violent rage. Christine then smashed a pewter jug onto the mother's head, which led Geneviève to come to her mother's defense and attack Christine. Infuriated, Christine allegedly shouted, "I am going to massacre them!" Leah rushed down from the attic and attacked the mother, with Christine egging her on. "Smash her, Léonie! Head into the ground and tear her eyes out!" she shouted. Agreeing with her pleas, Leah followed suit, and Christine proceeded to tear Geneviève's eyes from her face. Without their eyes, the mother and daughter were rendered helpless. The sisters gathered a hammer, a knife, and a pewter pot, and struck blows on their victims until mother and daughter lay silent. They lifted up the skirts of the corpses and began cutting into their buttocks and thighs. The murderesses cleaned themselves, locked every door in the house, and waited for the inevitable. When his wife and daughter failed to show up for dinner, René Lancelin returned home with one of his friends. They found all of the doors locked and the house in pitch darkness. René contacted the police, who broke into the townhouse. After the two sisters were found naked in bed together, they immediately confessed to the double murder. They claimed that it was self-defense, as Christine Papin simply said, "It was her or us." Leah told the police, "From now on, I am deaf and dumb." The court decided that the Papin sisters were sane and therefore guilty. Christine Papin was sentenced to be put to death by guillotine in the public square at Le Mans on September 30th, 1933. Leah Papin was considered an accomplice and given a lighter sentence of 10 years of hard labor. While Christine waited in the holding cell for her punishment, She became unhinged and tried to claw her own eyes out. She was then put in a straitjacket while her sentence was commuted to life imprisonment. But soon she began to starve herself and died as a result in 1937.